Real quickly, guys, before this episode begins, make sure to stick around to the end of the video where we're going to announce the winner of last Saturday's Challenge Lock giveaway for the Amantia Challenge Lock by Lock Affinity. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Challenge Lock series, the series where we are continuing the show that not all locks are created equal. Now, today I got a really cool challenge lock for you guys. This one was sent to me by Picky on the LPU Discord, and he sent me Chippy. Now, this is like 90s bathroom graffiti inspired challenge lock. Very cool. There's so many different Easter eggs on here. So starting off, we got the Chippy on the front here. School sucks. We got the anarchy symbol, and it says boobs right there. This says Chippy with some scratches. We got the the S symbol. We got a heart. This side we have an arrow that's pointing to the lock, and then there's even stuff on the key. He cut out nubs on the key to make it look worn out. On the front here, it says American Lock in Mexico ? Which is hilarious because the American locks are actually manufactured in Mexico. And then even on this side, he scratched out the bidding and wrote all zero cuts and wrote haha. So it's absolutely amazing challenge lock that speaks to my angsty teen side. So anyways, let's go ahead and get it in the vise and get this episode started. Alrighty, so we have the lock in the vise. 40 thousandths top to keyway. Hook 1 and 18 thousandths. We're going to see if we can get it open. There we go. What's holding this up? There we go. Got it open. Let's go ahead and take it out of the vise and take a look at these pins. So I went ahead and I gutted the lock, and I must say right off the bat, I'm already impressed. He's applied some concepts to his very first challenge lock that most people go through a couple revisions to learn. One of them is spring variation by spring strength. So he has steel and brass springs, but on top of that, most people, what they'll do is they'll take a double spring to make it a stronger spring. But what he did, which was ingenious, was he added these ball bearings to increase the driver pin size in the chamber. So you get a double the spring compression rate without throwing a second spring in the chamber. So I thought that was really cool. So we went ahead, like I said, got the lock gutted. Here is the core. Show focus. So we got dishing, we got wallowing, and we got threading. So we got dishing on 1, dishing and threading on 2, dishing on 3, wallowing on 4, dishing and threading on 5, and wallowing on 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Yep, sorry. Had a brain fart for a second there. But also, not only did he, oh, by the way, there's no mods to the Bible. It's all stock. But also, not only did he do all this work of the engraving and the core mods, but he pretty much custom made every single pin on here. I think there's only one that's, I'd have to see under the microscope to be sure. But here's our first pin. It's a very small pin, so there's not much work you can do with it. So it looks like he just made a kind of like a mushroomy type pin. And that is key pin 1. Key pin 2, you can see we have almost like a serrated multi-level spool. You can see those clear marks on there from when he chucked it up in the Dremel. Now the purpose of modifying key pins is to, when you overset them, have them grab at the shear line and make them very hard to get out of. So this one you can see he kind of went to town on, and this one you can clearly see that it's not even. So if you look at this side, there's not very many marks, but this side you got deep marks on it. What that'll do is, depending on how you install it in the lock, if you had a lock that you could pick left and right, it would make one side easier than the other. So when for example, when I put this back together, depending on how it sits in the lock, it may be slightly harder for the next person versus for me because of how the pin rotates in that chamber. We did this one, so pin, come on. Ooh. Work with me. There we go. So this is key pin 4. You can see that he made, I guess like a spire, the best way I can put it. So basically this small portion on top, the idea is that when you overset it, you're going to be you're going to think you're in a false set, but you're actually just caught up on the thinner portion of this key pin. So this is the only one here that I have questions on if it's handmade or stock. It looks like the stock American aluminum pin, and you can see how there's colorization in those threading, so I'm going to say that it's more than likely the only stock pin that's left in this lock. And then for the last of the key pins, we have 6, which he made another multi-level spool. It's a double spool. So these are the key pins. Let's go ahead and take a look at the driver pin. So the first driver pin that we have to look at is driver pin 1. And this is probably the most intricate one that he made, and definitely the coolest looking one out of all the ones that I can visually see. You can see that not only is it multi-level spool, but also variable depth and serrations on here. And he even has this portion, this nub on top, that if it was slightly longer would definitely catch on the shear line and act like a T-pin. Right now, because of the way it's curved and the shortness of it, you could probably just push out of it if you were to be caught up on that. If I can grab this pin. There we go. Working with these small pins is never easy. All right, so here's driver pin 2. Same situation with that spire on top. If it was slightly longer, that you would definitely be caught up on that shear line. But I do like the sharpness on the serration on the bottom here, as well as how deep this spool is. I think that's going to work out very nicely when you're picking the lock. So driver pin number 3 is the first one that has the ball bearing. So you can see the shortness of the driver pin is compensated by the ball bearing. But we definitely got some sharp serrations and variable depths to work with that'll help, or they'll make it hard getting out of that threading in that chamber. It's driver pin 4. Ooh, come on. You can see it's a little bit mangled on the top here, which is kind of interesting, but you can see from here, must be where he took a hacksaw to it, because you can see that it slopes down, then it has variable depths on the bottom portion here, where like he went to this depth and then worked his way out. If I can grab it. There we go. Driver pin 5 is a standard pin. To the best of my knowledge, it doesn't appear that there's any modifications on here. Although it does look like maybe he cut this off of stock, because it does look like there's a nub on top. Maybe he tried to make a tapered pin, I'm not sure. And then the last one in our lineup is driver pin 6. You can see we got another variable spool with serration on top. Now all of these look like they are done. Maybe a couple of them don't have a saw, but they're kind of rough. Like for example, the key pins look like they might have been done with a file, versus this one looks more so like maybe it was a file in a Dremel. It's hard to say. But that is the pin work for Chippy. Very awesome challenge lock. I definitely recommend picking it up and trying it out if you guys are interested in it. And stick around to the end of the video where we will be announcing last week's winner and the comment question of the day. Welcome to the end of the video. You should be seeing on your screen the winner of the Amantia challenge lock by Lock Affinity. If you would like to claim this lock, please send me an email. My email is runepicker@gmail.com. Send me an email with your shipping address and I will get it out to you by next Saturday. Now with that out of the way, we are going to do the giveaway for Chippy. If you'd like to win this challenge lock for next Saturday, comment down below using the hashtag CQOD, the comment question of the day. What is your favorite thing about spring? For me, my favorite thing about spring is the fact that the weather's starting to warm up, and especially now that I have 2 young children, being able to take them out to the park and watch them play and enjoy the outdoors is something that I'm really looking forward to. So us in the northern hemisphere is starting to become the spring. I know in the southern hemisphere it's the opposite. So if you like spring, comment down below what you like about it, and you'll be entered in to win this challenge lock. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.